Hey guys, it's Lizzie. Welcome back to the Galactic Gumdrop channel. It's been a while. Today I wanted to talk about a new Pokemon game dropping on November 15th. So, per the usual, they do pretty much every year now. Pokemon Sword and Shield is coming out. And I kind of want to talk about whether or not, I'm going to get it because I'm still really on the fence about the game. So, yeah. And to explain why I'm on the fence about it. Oh, also I'm recording just from our living room couch because I'm being lazy and I don't want to sit in my chair upstairs. And I'm sitting with my dog. Let me see her. Harley. 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 Oh my gosh, respond. Aw, there's my baby. Good girl. So she's being cheeky. Sitting on the couch with me here. Yeah, so I was like, I'm just gonna sit down here. So I apologize if it's not the best quality video in the world. Yeah. But yeah, so explaining why I'm on the fence about Pokemon Sword and Shield, I really kind of have to go back through previous games to explain my reasoning behind getting each of those. So as a kid, I played, the Game Boy handhelds. I played the DS, the 3DS. So up until the recent generations. There was one generation that I skipped, and that was Pokemon Black and White. Now, some of you who are big Black and White fans may be like, oh my god, how could you, pass up that game? And my reasoning behind passing it Black and White, honestly, the designs of the Pokemon turned me off to the game so much so that I didn't want to play it. So I didn't play Black and White. I didn't play Black and White 2. And I kind of thought that that was going to be it for me, that I was going to be done with Pokemon after Diamond and Pearl. But then the X and Y trailers came out. And I started to become interested in the games again. Find my passion. Because the designs of the Pokemon I thought were a lot better. I was interested in this Mega Evolution. I was kind of on the fence about that, but I was like, okay, I'm interested in it. And then I liked, obviously, the graphics get better with every game. So, I mean, the graphics were getting better. I liked the character customization. I liked the Pokemon amiibo where you could interact with the Pokemon. I thought that was adorable. The starters looked better. Just like designs looked better. Everything seemed more interesting. I was like, all right, okay, we're going to get back into here. And of course, they released the new the fairy type Pokemon. So I was like, okay, I got X and Y, I got a 3DS specifically to play that. I ended up with doing X and I played through it and I loved it. I fell back in love with the game. I started to get into more of the competitive play at this point, like breeding for competitive for stats and things like that, and shinies after completing the Pokedex and all that great stuff. So I was back in and I was invested. So then they remade Sapphire and Ruby, and I got Alpha Sapphire, and I thought that really did the game justice as a remake. It was great. It was beautiful. It kept a lot of the same things from X and Y that I liked while still incorporating things from the original game as well. And then after that, they released Sun and Moon, and I was still, again, very interested. They were keeping a lot of the things I liked. They added in the Z-Stones, which, again, I was like, at first, and I was like, all right, these, you know what, these are okay, and I'm totally fine with that. They still kept the megas in a way. You can still use them. The competitive play and the global system, online, the trading system and everything just got better. And I was like, this is great. I enjoy the game. And I didn't mind that there wasn't as many new Pokemon. I still thought the designs were good. So, yeah, that's kind of up to speed. I was in love with Pokemon. I fell out of love. I fell back in love. And now the new Pokemon game is about to release in Pokemon Sword and Shield. So, of course, I heard about it when it was announced. I didn't get Pokemon Let's Go Eevee or Pikachu. My reasoning behind skipping those games, there was a remake of Yellow. Essentially, you're basically playing that game for new mechanics in using the Switch as well as like nostalgia and the new graphics and stuff like that. You're not playing it for new Pokemon. You're not playing it for really new battles. Like the gym leaders are the same. So you're just playing it for kind of the new mechanics. So I mean, obviously there are people that liked that and wanted to play that and got it. But I was just like, I want the next generation. I don't want to be restricted to the only 151 Pokemon, and I want competitive play and all that stuff. So I didn't get those Pokemon games. So I was holding out till the next generation, which is Sword and Shield coming out. I hear things, obviously I've seen the trailers and stuff of Sword and Shield, and I'm just on the fence about it. So going into more of why I'm on the fence about the game, I don't think the designs of the Pokemon are bad. The starters actually look pretty good, you know. Um, and I've seen a few of the new Pokemon. New like Corgi one looks really cute. And then there's the legendaries, which they're not the best legendaries or not the best looking legendaries I've ever seen, but it's not a make or break for the game for me. More of the concerning stuff for me is not including all Pokemon in this game. They're going to be cutting some out. I haven't looked at a lot of the leaks or spoilers or studied them too hard, so I don't know specifically what Pokemon they're leaving out yet. But I think that's kind of like, I'm like, why? Why are you leaving out these Pokemon? I get it that every Pokemon is liked or even used enough. There are some Pokemon that people just completely forget about until they're like going through trying to complete the Pokedex and like, oh yeah, this Pokemon exists, I forgot. But I think that's fine because when you have so many Pokemon, there's no way that, all of them are going to get the same amount of attention and love. However, like, I think it's still part of the challenge of completing the Pokedex, and I enjoy completing the Pokedex. I enjoy having the challenge of having to get so many Pokemon now. Um, that's part of the reason why I think I fell back in love with the games too, is because you still have access to all the old Pokemon in the newer games. And in fact, you're able to transfer your Pokemon from the old games to the new ones. So I have Pokemon with me from Fire Red all the way into, the newest games like X and Y and Sun and Moon. So I like that you can transfer those, and I'm not sure you're going to be able to do that with this new game, especially if they're not going to include those Pokemon in the game. Then I don't see how you could transfer ones that aren't technically there. So that's kind of like a bummer for me because I think, like, I've gotten attached to some of those Pokemon that I've kept, and some of them I worked really hard to get. Like, I have a shiny Roselia that I will evolve into a Roserade at some point, but that I like took forever to breed because I wanted the perfect stats and like I wanted it shiny and I wanted this ability and blah blah blah, and I bred for all of that and I happened to get it, and it's like, even if I can't use that in competitive play, I want to still have it in my games. Like, I never want to lose it. So like, it's like Pokemon like that, or like your first shiny. Like, I have my first shiny still. um it was actually a Charmander that I hatched, and I was so happy about it. I like almost cried. It was great. So, like, I think that it's just like unfortunate if you can't keep bringing those Pokemon with you through the next games. I understand that they're two different systems now, but I really kind of wish that they would make a way for you to do that. I knew they were going to be moving away from the DS once they came out with the Switch, because I was like, well, essentially now it's the console and the handheld built into one, which is nice. And you don't have to buy two different systems to play all the games made by Nintendo. You know what I mean? Like, before it was like you would buy the Wii to play the Wii games, but you also had to buy the DS if you wanted to play the DS games. Um, so I think the Switch is a great idea. But now I'm like, all the Pokemon on the DS, do I get to keep those? So there's that. As well as going back to not having all the Pokemon in the new game. Some people's favorite Pokemon that they want to play might not be in the game. I'm like, if they leave out some of the Pokemon that I really like, I'm going to be like, what? Really? Like, I'm going to be like pretty upset. Um, so I know one of my friends who has been looking into the leaks a little bit more. He thinks that one of his favorite Pokemon is not going to be in the game, and I think that kind of really upsets him. So I think the choice to do that was I don't know. I don't think it was a good choice for them to leave out some of the Pokemon. Even if they make it so that the Pokedex will be complete after you get all the Pokemon in game. So you can have that 100% feel. Like those of us who know there's more Pokemon out there or who care about the other Pokemon that aren't there in the Pokedex, I mean, we'll know. Be like, this isn't really a complete Pokedex because they're not all there. Even Dunsparce needs to be there. Nobody remembers him, like ever. That's one of my bigger issues with the new game. Another of the bigger issues for me is the new mechanic, which I know I've mentioned that in the past, the Mega Evolutions and the Z Stones, both at first I was kind of like, why are they changing the game up? Like, I was a little defensive about it. But after actually playing with the Mega Evolutions and the Z Stones, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I can accept this as part of the new game. It does make things more interesting. It does help out some Pokemon who before couldn't go into competitive play. And I thought it was well balanced that only one Pokemon per match could use it and that whole type of spiel. So I actually accepted those into the format. Now, this giganticism or whatever they call it, I forget, but where the Pokemon turn giant and battle each other as giants. I just think that's dumb. My dog is snoring. I don't know if you can hear her, but she's snoring. But I think that is dumb. We're just gonna make them supersized, and I guess that will make them stronger, and then they're just gonna fight each other. I think that there's if they wanted to add a new mechanic, I get it because that's what they've been doing from now on. But I think that there's better mechanics out there that they could have added in. I mean, if you wanted a way to make the Pokemon strong, you don't have to make it gigantic. Like, you know? It's like, are they going to have special moves when they're giant? Or are they just going to have the same moves and everything is just going to be big? Like, the hell's the point of that? I don't know. That mechanic, I don't know if I'm going to be able to really accept and get used to. Now, I feel like I can't fully disqualify it until I actually get to play with it. But as it appears right now, I like it way less than I liked the other mechanics when they were introduced. So that's also a turn down for me. yeah. So those are my reasons why I'm pretty much on the fence about getting the game. There is the other aspect of I actually don't have a Switch at the moment, so I'd have to purchase a Switch just to play this game. So right now I play the Xbox One as my main console. I just never. It was between the two, and Borderlands 3 came out, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna get the Xbox One so I can play Borderlands 3 because it came out first. So I do have to. If I decide that I'm gonna play the game, I do have to get a Switch. I might have to get a Switch anyway because I actually want to play the Animal Crossing game that's coming out for the Switch as well. So. But then it's do I decide that I want to play Pokemon as well? We'll see. So, I'm thinking that I might end up waiting till the game comes out and some people play it and I hear a little bit more feedback on it. But this is my initial stance on it, is that I'm not sure about it. I'm not sure. Yeah. But there are a few good things that have come out of the Sword and Shield game. If you haven't seen the memes that have to do with the new that have to do with the female character of her being super British or whatever, or Scottish. I think she's Scottish. Yeah, super Scottish. They're so funny. I'll post a few, but my God, these give me life. So I do really enjoy that aspect. I think the character designs are good, and again, I'm not hating on any of the Pokemon designs either. I'm curious if they're going to have a new evolution, and if so, what is it going to be? As well as, I hope they keep the character customization because it's pretty good in my book. I like customizing my characters. So, yeah, and then of course I'm interested in how the competitive play is going to work. So, I mean, I still have interest in the game, and again, I might end up getting it. But I guess we'll find out. So, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below about Pokemon Sword and Shield. Are you gonna get it? Do you know what starter you want to use yet? What is your opinion on the game? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with the new mechanic? All that great stuff. Also, follow me on Twitter uh, for a little bit more. I've been trying to post more often on there, so follow me on Twitter. Definitely tweet at me. Again, if you want to do that instead of comment, whatever you want to do. Like this video again and subscribe to my channel for more content like this, talking about video games. I am going to be having some more anime reviews as well as some more video game videos coming out soon. So thanks so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.